At Wesley Mission, we work towards preventing homelessness for young people. We also work with young people who, for whatever reason, find themselves without immediate shelter. To tell us more about this work, I'm glad to welcome Jade Moloney from Wesley Homeless Services. Welcome, Jade. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Keith.
Who do you typically work with? Who are the people that you work with?
We work with young people in Sydney, mainly in Sydney's inner west, who are homeless or who are at risk of homelessness. So that falls within the age bracket of 16 to 24.
And are there many in that age bracket?
Yeah, there are. Yep. Yeah, we work with a significant amount of young people who are homeless or at risk.
Increasing or decreasing?
It's increasing, unfortunately.
And why is that happening?
There's multiple reasons why people experience homelessness, but part of the reason why it's increasing specifically in Sydney is because housing and accommodation is really expensive. It's unaffordable for a lot of young people. So in addition to those financial challenges, if a young person is also experiencing other challenges within their life, perhaps family breakdown or domestic violence, mental health issues and an array of other things, this can really impact somebody in a way that makes them at risk of being homeless or then to become homeless.
One of the things I've been saying for a long time now is that I get worried when people get an immediate picture in their mind of what homelessness means, of the person on the park bench, the person with a bottle in Hyde Park. I mean, are those caricatures in people's minds when they think of young people as well?
Yeah, I would say that there is a lot of misconceptions around homelessness, and people do, see somebody that is sleeping rough on the street and assume that that encompasses all homelessness. But particularly for the young community, homelessness, while it is sometimes rough sleepers, it is mainly people who are couch surfing and don't have a place to stay. So they're jumping from home to home. Perhaps they're sleeping in their car, or they're just staying in places where their accommodation is temporary and not stable.
Yeah, a garage is no place to live, is it?
Yeah,
and that kind of thing happens. What are the factors that contribute then? You've alluded to the fact that it might well be the breakdown in a family and economic reasons. Are there other reasons why somebody might find themselves homeless?
Yeah, certainly. So a lot of young people who perhaps are experiencing mental health challenges and then unable to connect with appropriate supports. Perhaps they don't have a strong community around them, and if their family and relationships are breaking down, and in addition they're experiencing mental health challenges or disability challenges and they don't have those supports, then those things certainly contribute and lead to homelessness.
So what are the programs that we run then that help?
Yeah, so we run a fantastic program and we work alongside Youth Off the Streets and YWCA in our program. So together we offer crisis accommodation for young people who have nowhere safe to stay tonight. We've got 2 crisis refuges. We have a fantastic team of outreach workers who go out into the community and meet the young people where they are rather than the young person having to come to us. And then in addition to that, we have something called transitional housing, which is sort of longer term accommodation. It can be for up to 1.5 years and it's supported. So if a young person is living in these houses, then they're connected with a support worker who will journey with them through jobs, education, living skills, and a variety of things like that.
Jay, the Christian faith means a lot to you, and how does that relate to the work that you actually do?
Yeah, good question. So the Christian faith really does mean a lot to me, and I think that throughout my life, Jesus has given me a lot of hope. And he's also taught me that nobody is hopeless or no one is too far gone. And so I think because of the hope that I've received from God as a Christian and the message that Jesus teaches about other people as well and hopefulness, it inspires me and it gives me the ability to, I guess, have hope for people when sometimes they don't have much hope for themselves.
And it can test our faith, can't it? You know, I'd have to say that there are times when, I feel really challenged by all of this.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, I mean, The homeless space, within the homeless space, there's a lot of injustice and inequality and things that aren't fair. But while we do see these things that aren't fair, it's also a great motivation to respond. And I think that working for Wesley Mission, we actually do have a lot of resources and time to respond to those needs rather than just seeing a great big need and not being able to do anything about it.
And have you grown as a Christian through this experience?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of young people that come through our program are so inspirational and encouraging. They help me grow my faith and really solidify the message that there is hope for all people.
Jade, I suppose the really practical question was, if a young person is sharing this program with us and they're listening to our conversation, they're homeless, or perhaps even more penetrating, at risk of being homeless, running out of options, as it were, as they look at what they can do, what would you say to them?
Keith, I would say that, I would say to the young person, there is still hope. And I would want to organise to catch up with them, perhaps for a tea or a coffee, to meet them where they're at. And to see what their needs are. And there's a wide variety of ways that we can assist and respond to those needs. So I'd really encourage them to get in touch with us and then move forward from there.
And you've seen people exactly in that situation where the options are cutting down, there doesn't seem any. You've seen that actually happen and seen people journey out of that at-risk place to a more stable life.
Yeah, we see it every day, yep.
That's very encouraging. And I'm grateful that Jade's been able to be on the programme today. We're continuing to see that there is really no one picture of homelessness that ties it all down and makes it simple. And we've realised it's not just about older people, younger people. It can happen to anybody. So I'm grateful that we've been able to share that story. I'm passionate about trying to bring help to people who are homeless and people who are in need. And I think many people, you know, I hear sometimes, Jada, silly things people say. I sometimes hear people say things like, I think they want to be homeless. People enjoy being homeless. I've never met anybody who enjoys being homeless. No. They might well not talk about it very much, but it's a painful part of their lives. So thank you, Jay, for joining us on the show and sharing it to us, something of the work that you're doing.